We have finally been able to see the r.e.m. Beauty and Wicked the movie collab. Odins Eye is releasing a new collection, and Kayali is bringing back a fragrance that a lot of people have been asking to get back. Welcome to my channel and to this week's new makeup releases, where we chat about the new things that's been released, announced, and sneak peeked in the beauty industry. I give you my thoughts about them, and then you give me your thoughts about them down in the comments. Remember, it's okay to disagree. We don't need to be angry with each other because we don't like the same colored powder. It's all okay. Deep breaths. And I don't really do this spiel anymore, but if you love beauty and makeup and you just want to have fun with makeup, you want to see brands that you might not see on every other channel, you just want to play with color and textures and have fun with makeup, this might be the channel for you. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I'm actually not wearing any eye makeup right now because I am waiting. Let me scoochie scoochie. Let me scoochie scoochie to the side. Can you see? The new palette from Enle Rain is supposed to reach me today, and I haven't gotten it yet, and I'm filming this in the morning, so I thought I'd just do my face makeup and I'll leave the eyes and I'll put that on once the palette reaches me. I've been telling you throughout this whole year that I've been trying to do less dedicated videos because they're not the kind of videos that get a lot of views on YouTube anymore. People aren't as excited about that as they used to be, but with me saying that, I got a lot of feedback from you saying that you still love them though. So I will say, even though they do get less views on my channel than some other videos, I'm still trying to do as many of them as I actually have time for, because I know that you still enjoy them. I'm not able to do it with all the makeup that's coming in, but I try to prioritize the brands that get the most views on my channel, which shows me that those are the brands that you're interested in, and also the brands that come in a little bit early. They get to me before they're revealed, or they get to me before they're released, because it gives me less stress and more time to actually do a really fun video. Or it's something where I have some extra time today, let me just sit down and do a dedicated video. And with the Enle Rain one, it is actually one of those brands that usually get really good views on my channel, which shows me that it is a brand that you're really interested in. And this new palette, let me see what it's actually called. This new palette is a little bit like Alice in Wonderland inspired. I think it is called the Underland palette, and it seems really fun, and I really love the color story. It is that kind of thing that I am into right now, which is colorful, but a little bit more grungy and muted, and it has a lot of contrast in it. I even think that there is a matte white in here, and I love a good matte white. So very intrigued by this palette. I'm expecting this to have the same good quality as Enle Rain usually has. It's one of my favorite formulas. I just think that they are nailing both the matte formula and the shimmer formula. I think they make really fun and amazing palette, and I really enjoy that this is another one of those slightly smaller palettes, which I think is really exciting as well. When is this being released? I think this is being released, launch details coming soon, but I think there is a little time left until this is being released, so that you have some time to figure out if you think that this one will be a good release for you or not. I do know that Enle Rain is one of those brands that usually sends out releases before they're actually being released, which give content creators a little time to create something with them in case they want to. You can use my code at Enle Rain, it is Angeshka, and you will get 10% off your order if you choose to order from them. And I am still so in love with their last release that they did. Was that the last release, the Flutter and Flourish? I think that was the last release. I'm including them in a palette ranking that I'm gonna have up while I'm on vacation. I'm just squeezing that in here. When you're seeing this video, I'm already on vacation. I've already left, so I'm pre-filming this video a little bit. I will have a new makeup releases next week as well. I'm actually gonna film it from Australia, but then I'm gonna take, I think it's 2 weeks break of new makeup releases. And that's also why I wanted to film with this today, because it's coming in early and I'm leaving for vacation. I will be having some videos up, but it won't be as much as it usually is. And that was why I was like, one of my favorite brands is releasing a palette that's really up my alley. The color story, the contrast, the size of it, and I really love the Flutter and Flourish. I think I'm gonna bring the bright one on vacation. Yeah, like I said, I have a palette ranking coming up, and let me tell you, it ranked really high. I really, really love that palette, so I'm excited to see how this one is. And if I love this one as well, like I said, I'm trying it today. That video will already be live on my channel. I will link it down below. I might bring this one as well. I just really like Enle Rain. I think they make really, really nice eyeshadows, and I'm excited to see how this one is gonna end up as well. So let me know what you think about this one as well. For me, this is a very, very exciting release. Another really exciting release, and I mentioned this in the beginning, and this is the r.e.m. Beauty and Wicked collection. This one is being released I think October 1st is what they said, which is I am going to be on vacation. So me personally, I'm going to try and buy as little makeup as possible when I'm on vacation. Like, why would I shop makeup to be delivered to my home when I'm not there? I'm going to try and be really good. So I think I am gonna opt out of this one, but I gotta say, I think this is really, really cute. I really like the sets that they did. The palette, it looks really cute. It looks like a book. There is really cute artwork on it. There is some dead space inside, but it's also a collector's item. So I think that sometimes people have a tendency of like being okay with those kind of like almost artistic choices when it is a collector's item. And then there is some sets. There is one dark one with a lipstick. I think it is a lip liner. So it is the Elphaba makeup set, and then there is the Galinda makeup set. I think they have a blush and some lippies and a liquid eyeshadow. I think there is a gloss here as well, a liquid highlighter, and there's just some fun things in here, honestly. I think that if you are a fan of this movie, if you're excited about this movie, I think this comes out on around Christmas. Is it Boxing Day or Christmas Day? I'm not 100% sure, but it comes out around Christmas. And if you're excited about this one, I actually think they did a really good job with this collection. I think it looks really cute. And again, had I been home, I might have been interested in trying it, but now I think I'm gonna try and stay good because I'm out gallivanting the globe. Colourpop has been hinting throughout this entire week that they are releasing a collection, and I'm guessing it is already released as you're seeing this. It is called the After Hours, and they say, okay, it says full palette reveal tomorrow. I have seen some swatches and I'm showing you that here. I'm gonna switch to the actual reveal because as I'm editing this, I'm sure I'm gonna be able to show you that one. They have been hinting that there's gonna be some new blushes and some new lip products. Again, you can use my code at Colourpop as well and get some money off in case you're interested in anything Colourpop. I don't know if this one is getting to me in PR or not. I haven't been getting a lot of Colourpop PR as of late. I told you I'm going to be reviewing everything that Colourpop releases this entire year, and I'm going to be doing a full like video, the best and worst of Colourpop 2024 at the end of the year. I thought I was getting the lipsticks, but it ended up being actually something from Lawless instead. So I think this is actually something I'm going to be ordering. When I get back from my vacation, I'm going to make a Colourpop order, and I'm going to order all the things that I haven't tried from them that I didn't get in PR. And I'm guessing I'm not getting this in PR either. So I'm going to get this collection, I'm going to get the lipsticks, and I'm going to get whatever else they're releasing as I'm away. I'm really excited to try those lipsticks. I'm still so intrigued by them. And I gotta say, the swatches that I showed you, they look so beautiful. So I'm excited that they're releasing a collection that seems to be a collection with a couple of items and an eyeshadow palette that's not a collab. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since Colourpop did that. And it seems like this palette is a couple of like duochromes and like almost like duochrome toppers. And I'm excited to see what this is. I will be trying this out, but unfortunately not when it's releasing. But let me know what you think about this now that you've seen the whole thing as well. Oh, there is another brand doing a collab with Wicked as well. And this is actually, It Cosmetics are doing limited edition brushes. These are a blush and foundation brush duo. I know a lot of people love the It Cosmetics brushes. I have never tried them. I wonder if this is going to be a dual-ended brushes. I personally don't like dual-ended brushes because I store my brushes standing up. I don't like storing them laying down, but I do have some friends that love a dual-ended brush. I think it's just a preference of like how you store your brushes and like how you use them. It says $52 value. Okay, make this make sense. How can something that's a new release be a $52 value when it doesn't exist from before? Or is this a blush brush and a foundation brush that they just exist already and they put them together in the duo brush, and buying them separate would have been 52 and they just recolored them? That might be it. That might be it. Like these two brushes exist from before, but in singles, they made it as a dual-ended one and recolored it, and that's why they're saying it's a $52 value. I would rather get them as singles though. And yet this duo is going to be $39.50, which is not a bad deal for getting two brushes in one. Although again, I would prefer to have them as separate. And apparently the $52 value, I guess that's the price for getting them as separate. I guess they're like $26 each, which fairly reasonable price. There's also some new colors of the Milk Makeup Cooling Water Jelly Tint Lip and Cheek Blush Stain. Wow, that's a really long name. I have one of these. I haven't used it in a bit. I wonder what I put it. Oh, I put it with the blushes. I mainly use this for lips, but I've used it for blush too. I know this got some mixed reviews, but I gotta say, I actually really like it. The way that I like it the most is on the lips, actually. A nude lip liner and that jelly stain on the lips, and then like a lip oil on top. It's so beautiful, but I also like it on the cheeks. But when I use it on the cheeks, I draw it on and then I blend one side on, and then I draw the other side and I blend immediately. For me, that works really good, and I've actually really enjoyed it. Is this the best product I've ever tried? No, but it's a fun product. It is. It seems like they're releasing a pink and an orange. I don't know if I need another one though. I have a bright, like almost like a coral shade, like a hot peach. Do I need another one? No, I really don't. I really don't. That doesn't mean that I think it's a bad product. I just really don't need another color. And I also don't think any of these colors are super different from the colors they already have. It's called Fizz and Fresh. Not a bad idea, it's just not something I need. NYX is releasing something that I think a lot of us looked at this and we're like, oh, hello, middle school. This is the Glue Face Gripping Primer and the Glue Face Setting Spray. This is $9 and $10 each. It says it is a makeup stuck like glue with no sticky feel. Glue grips and drenches skin, hydration, and okay, so this is a hydrating gripping primer, and then I guess it's a setting spray. Makes it fade and transfer resistant while boosting color vibrancy upon application. Ha. Okay, so if you apply this and then do the color on top the spray, that's weird. It has maple syrup in it, notes for extreme gripping properties. I don't know if that's a selling point for me. I don't want syrup spraying on my face. Is that a selling point for you? Is that a selling point for you that there is syrup in the spray making it extra grippy? It could also be that one of my absolute pet peeves is being sticky. And now I'm like, I'm sure this isn't that, but it's just making it feel like, it says no stickiness, but it's like, I mean, I am intrigued to hear how people feel about this. I'm guessing how they're trying to market this is that this is gripping onto your makeup, making it last longer, no fading, no smearing, no blah, blah, blah. But for me, hearing that the spray has the properties of syrup, I'm like, I don't know about that. Well, let's talk about the new collection from Odins Eye then. Odins Eye is releasing a Eternal Twilight collection together with 3 new blushes and 3 new highlighters. I did do a video on this one. I did get a question on Instagram asking me why I always do dedicated videos on Odins Eye, and for me that is super easy. They always send me the products really early in advance so that I can fit it into my own schedule and I don't have to feel stressed. Like I can do a dedicated video without feeling stressed that like, oh, it needs to happen today or tomorrow. Otherwise, like it's already been revealed and I'm gonna be the last one to post. I like being able to plan my time myself. And also Odins Eye is one of my favorite indie brands. I really like their formulas. Their eyeshadow formula is one that I really like. I really get along with, so I know making a dedicated video is going to be a lot of fun for me because I'm probably going to really enjoy the process. And historically, Odins Eye is one of the indie brands that gets a lot of views on my channel, which shows me that you are interested in Odins Eye. If that changes, and there has been some brands that has throughout the time on my YouTube, you might have noticed that I used to do dedicated videos on them, but I don't any longer. And the opposite, there are brands that I didn't do dedicated videos on and now I do, or maybe brands that I didn't and then I did and now I no longer do. And it's not based on anything else but your interest in the videos. That's just basically the whole spiel. And also like me having time to do something on my own. That's usually how I decide whether or not I'm gonna do a dedicated video. How much time do I have and how interested are you? I think I talked about that just recently as well. I think that this collection is really pretty, but it's not my favorite. And I said that in my video as well. You know, I prefer something that's a little bit smaller. I know a lot of people said that they would have preferred if this was two different palettes. I can totally see that. I also think that as a brand, it's probably nice to experiment with like different formats and different things. And I know Odins Eye has been one of those brands that have been trying 15 pans, 20 pans, 16 pans. They've been trying a lot of different formats, and now they wanted to try a bigger palette. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because there are a lot of people out there that love a bigger palette. I also really love that they went back to Norse mythology again, doing something with the Norse mythology gods. I thought that was really fun. I do talk about that in the video. For me, I prefer something that's a little smaller. That's just a personal preference. That's not what she said, but that's what I'm saying right now. This collection is dropping today on Friday. You can use my code and get some money off. This palette has a couple of those more squishy shades. That is not my favorite formula from Odins Eye. It's not a bad formula, but I do prefer their other shimmer formulas over that. And those two reasons together, it's a bigger palette and it has some of those squishy formulas in there, is probably the reason why this isn't going to be my favorite palette from them. But I do realize that there are others out there. I've heard some creators say that they love this palette. It's bigger, it's got so many options. They're loving the different formulas of like shimmers in here. When I was wearing this palette, I did personally not have any problems with creasing. I know sometimes those squishy formulas can crease a little bit. I have not had problems with those creasing on me, but there are definitely some more emollient shadows out there on the market that I've had some creasing with. I remember specifically the Crow palette, the one from Wicked Widow creased on me, but they're so emollient that you can just tap it out. I also know that some of the formulas from Adept creased on me, and I also was using the latest Bella Beauté bar, and I wore that blue shadow. That also creased a little bit on me, so I had to pat it out. That's usually what happens with me if it's like a really emollient formula. The formulas that I don't like are the ones that creases and then they set in the crease and you can't tap them out. I'm looking at you. Merit single shadows, but I did not have any problems with creasing on this one. I think my favorite thing in this collection is actually the blushes. I think those are my absolute favorite things. Oh, and the green shimmer shadow. That one is stellar as well. That one I wish I could get as a single. It's stunning. Oh my god, I just saw this. I should have mentioned this in the beginning. Maybe I'll redo the intro. No, I won't. But Pat McGrath is sneak peeking. I'm guessing this is her holiday palette, because what I am seeing, this looks like that bigger packaging with the somewhat disappointing interior. Last year's palette, was that last year's palette, the one with the purple? No, that was a year before, right? It wasn't bad, it was just so stale. It was so stale. It was expensive, and for that money I could get something that is so crazy imaginative and fun and exciting, both in colors and textures and formulas, from an indie brand. And I'm just like, babe, no, it's giving nothing. And I'm excited to see what this is gonna be. I think if you have never tried indie shadows, you might try a special shade from Pat McGrath and be like, oh, this was totally worth $150. I just respectfully disagree. No, you can get that for half the price if you are okay with ordering online. I said what I said. Also, I'm wearing this new Balm from Lawless. It's in Amaretto. Is that not so cute? Definitely bringing this one traveling. If I've been able to see what the inside of the Pat McGrath palette was, I'll show it here. Otherwise, I guess we'll talk about it next week. We also have a Halloween collection from Makeup Revolution. And I know that this is usually some people's favorite release from Makeup Revolution each year, because they always do a dedicated Halloween release, and they always do both something that's more like makeup that you can wear even after Halloween, and they usually do some that is a little bit more SFX as well. It seems here they have a little kit, more like if you actually want to do a Halloween costume. And then it seems to be a compact that I think, because there is a black ring lipstick, black lip glaze oil. That sounds really nice. I hope it's not pH adjusting, because I know a bunch of you have been saying when we've been trying out those darker lip oils that you've been disappointed that it's been pH adjusting. This one doesn't say anything about that. It just says black lip oil, so maybe that one could be for you. And then there is a Balm blush. This one I do think though is going to be pH adjusting because it's a black blush. I'm guessing it's going to be pH adjusting. And then there is a peel off lip stain in red. And there's just a couple of different things. And then there is an eyeshadow palette in here as well. That seems to be one that's just like more everyday wearable shades that you can wear both for Halloween but also like after Halloween. Not something that I'm like living, dying, sneezing over, but it seems fun enough. And if you were wanting to try something for Halloween at a smaller budget, maybe this one could be for you. I do think that lip oil, if it's not pH adjusting, which there is a chance that it is, but double check. If it's not, that might be the black lip oil that we've been looking for. This is the droid we're looking for. We've also seen a sneak peek from Glamlite. Glamlite is releasing a bunch of new collections, and one of them is going to be a collab with Hostess, my Hostess. And I'm not well versed in American snacks, so I don't really know what this is. But it says, I had the pleasure of partnering with Hostess to create this collection focused on self-care. I will be launching, and this is from Giselle, the owner of Glamlite's site, and she says that I will be launching my very first body care item, and you're all going to be smelling delicious with these products. I'm guessing it's maybe like a body butter or something like that. I think it's cute that they're venturing into other things. I've said this before. I usually think that when you see an indie brand starting to diversify and launch different types of products, different groups of products, that's when you can tell that they're planning for the future, like having a more wide array of different products. So I'm excited to see what this is. Is Hostess, like, what is that? Because it looks like those little cream stuffed sponge cakes that seems to have an expiration date like 10 years in the future, and God knows what's in them. Let me know about it. It says it's an early access on TikTok shop, but it's going to be available on the website as well. If you shop from the website, you can use a code and get 15% off. But if you want to get it early, you can also get it at TikTok shop if you're living in the US, which I can't even watch TikTok shop. My account is still Swedish. I know so many people who love the glosses, the yummy glosses from Covergirl. I tried this and I thought it was good, but the thing that I didn't like is that it's so sheer. At least the one I have. It's so sheer that it's almost like it's a clear gloss. And it comes in so many shades, and now they're releasing even more shades. And it makes me wonder, like, so are these going to be a little bit more pigmented than that? Because it seems like some of them have more pigment to them. Because I felt in the store, some of them were so similar in color. And then when I realized that it's so sheer that it's like borderline see-through, I was like, why bother with so many colors when they're all the same? But when I see the swatches of these, it does seem like maybe these have a little bit more color to them. I don't know. I could be intrigued seeing what these are about. There is especially one that's like a more of a, almost like a rosy brown. It does have some shimmer to it, but I watched a swatch of it. It didn't seem to be that overwhelming. I also will say I need a new lip product, like I need a hole in my head. I don't need a new lip product. And I will say, if I'm gonna buy a new lip product, I'm kind of intrigued to buy another one of the Benefit matte tints, because though, like, I have one and it's so beautiful and I kind of want to get another. So I'm like, if I'm gonna buy something, it should probably be that. But if you like these glosses, they're coming up with more shades, some more pigmented and some with shimmer. Let's talk about the Barrage absolute barrage of things that are coming out for holiday for Tarte. Nobody is surprised. Usually when it comes to Tarte, they will release some things for Ulta exclusively, some things for Sephora exclusively. Sometimes they will even launch with other retailers exclusively, some things as well. And then they will have some things that are just gift sets. They will have some things that are like gift sets with pre-existing things. And then they will do gift sets or bigger bundles of like newer things as well. And then they will usually do like some holiday palettes or like new holiday palettes as well. They will have at least 40 different things for a holiday. And let's talk first about these. These are the new, I don't know if these are for holiday, but they're releasing now, so let's just take it together. These are the Glow Squad Amazonian Clay Face Palettes. And I gotta be honest, these look delicious. If there's anything that Tarte is releasing right now that I am intrigued by, it would be these. They come in one darker one and one lighter one. It seems to be almost like all of them seem to be glowy, and a couple of them seem to be leaning a little bit more highlighty, and a couple of them seem to be leaning a little bit more blushy. I think they look honestly really cute. This, again, had I not been embarking on a really long away from my home, I would have bought something like this, but I don't want to order any makeup right now. But I will say these do look really cute. Speaking of sets with new products, some of them are these mini palettes that you can only buy in a trio. Do you need 3 new eyeshadow palettes at the same time in the kind of colors that Tarte always does? It is one that is brown, neutral, one that is brown leaning a little warm and orange, and then it is the very typical, almost trademarked Tarte mauve with a pop of purple. This is not the first year they're doing that. It's not going to be the last year that they're doing that. If you own any palette from Tarte that's leaning even remotely pinky, you have this. And then it is the same with the blushes. It seems to be a 5-pack of blushes, or 4 blushes and a highlighter, I should say. Again, they always do this. They release bigger packs of new things, palettes, blushes, and you have to buy the whole thing to get these new items. Do you need this? Or do you maybe already own something like this from Tarte? It seems to be also, and this I think is probably the best set of the one that you're seeing here. It says it is the best of maracuja juicy lip set. You're getting 4 full-size lip products, and it is 4 different formulas. So if you have not tried this from before, or maybe you really love it and you want to try more in the same, it is the maracuja juicy lips, but in 4 different formulas. I think that one seems reasonable to me. You're getting 4 lip products, but at least it's 4 different sets, so I guess that's fine. I like that the blushes at least comes in a couple of different ways, so that you could get the darker and more poppy one if you have a deeper skin tone, or the lighter, more muted one if you have a lighter skin tone. There's also like, did you think that this was everything? No. No. There is more. Let me actually bring up this one here so that you can see what I'm talking about. Some of the things that I've already talked about is in this one, but you can also see that there are some like pre-existing products that they're bringing into gift sets. So when it comes to Tarte and you're looking at their holiday things, look at them and be like, do I already own this? Is this an already existing product? Is it a new product? Will I use a pack? And this is, I've talked about this last week as well. This is something that I will say about all of these different gift sets. It is only a good value if you can find value in each and everything in this set. If you are buying 5 blushes to get that one blush, skip the set and just find that one blush as a single from another brand. Or if you are buying that set with 4 different things and you only really wanted one of them, it's not a good set. It's only a value if you want all of it. Maybe if you look at those eyeshadow palettes, the 3 ones, and you have 2 friends and you all want different ones, that's great. You can go together, you buy the set, you split it up, you all got a discounted palette, that's great. But be sure with some of these really big sets, some of these more expensive sets, the advent calendars, the gift sets, the value packs, will you actually get the full value? Do you want all of it? Summer Fridays is a brand that people are just dying over right now. I still have not tried anything from them, but they are releasing another one of their lip butter balms, and this is in hot cocoa. So this is gonna be a light brown one, and it's gonna have a flavor or a scent. It says a hint of hot cocoa sweetness flavor, and I'm guessing scent as well. I think this is cute. Honestly, if people love these, release more. If people love them, release them until people are tired of them. I don't even blame brands for doing that. Brands are here to make money, and if this is making them money and if people are loving this, go right ahead. Why not? At least you're getting a new color, at least you're getting a new scent, at least you're getting something. It's not a beauty blender in a new color, the same product. It's like, at least it's something else. You're getting a new, like, it actually looks different on your skin. A beauty blender in a new color, that doesn't look different on your skin, okay? Let's all agree on that. With that being said, will this be the one that I buy? No. I still have my brown one from r.e.m that I'm carrying around in my purse. Absolutely love it. I will keep using that one. Summer Fridays is actually also releasing another kind of a product, and this is the Bronzing Drops. This says that it's a limited edition. It's a lightweight serum-like formula that effortlessly delivers a natural glow with a touch of a bronze, infusing skin, blah, 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 blah. Oh gosh. Okay, so this is a set. This is $54 for a Bronzing Drops and a Shade Drops, a mineral milk sunscreen, and then a vegan pouch. So this is a set of things that they have from before, I guess. It comes in 2 different shades, one darker and one lighter. It says that it's new Bronzing Drops, but you have to get them in a set? That seems weird. You have to get them together with their sunscreen? That's a weird way of releasing a new product. I'm guessing you can buy it separately as well. This is me assuming, because it would feel weird if you couldn't. Another brand that is so popular and people just love their stuff, and when they're coming out with different products and different scents, and this is a new addition to the Cheirosa 71 family from Sol de Janeiro, and this is the Shimmery Body Cream. I think that's pretty cool. I know back when I was in my 20s, I was obsessed with shimmering body lotion. I used it to the point that all my clothes were shimmery. All my clothes had a gleam to them. So this is a hydrating body cream with a delicate golden body shimmer wrapped in a cozy caramelized vanilla and macadamia nut scent. Apparently this is the Cheirosa 71 scent. I like Sol de Janeiro and I like their scents, but I'm not as obsessed with them as some people are. I think they're nice, I like them, but they're not my favorite. And it could also be that I am, when I talk about like the scent families are my favorite, Gourmands is not really up there, and I think that Sol de Janeiro is more of a gourmand scent family because they're leaning so heavy on the sweetness and on the nuttiness. But this one is coming September 25th. If you're interested, I think it looks really cute. I think it's nice that they're getting into a shimmery body lotion. I think a lot of people will appreciate that. This one is actually being delivered today as well, and this is from Nabla Cosmetics, and they are releasing a close-up blotting pressed powder. I do suffer. I do have combo oily skin, so I get very oily. Depending on what makeup I'm wearing, I will get high-key glossy greasy in my T-zone, so a blotting powder does seem really nice. So I might bring this one on vacation and see how it is. I'm excited to see how this is going to be. It does say that it is launching on their website and at authorized retailers, so I'm guessing this is going to be available at Beauty Bay as well. A good blotting powder can be so great if you have oily skin, but also just a really nice blotting paper can help so much. Another brand that's getting ready to release their holiday collection, and well, getting ready, they already actually released it, is Dior. So this is the Dior Backstage Holiday, and they are going for a little bit of a different direction. They are going a little bit more the frosty pastel winter route, and I actually think that this all looks incredibly cute. The quads look cute, they're a little bit more muted. One of them has like a red matte in there, it looks great. The highlighter palette has a blue highlighter, which is like very adventurous for being Dior. And then there is a 9-pan palette from Dior Backstage as well. And there's like purple, pink, burgundy, blue. I'm like, okay, that's a little different. There's a lot of things in this collection. And honestly, it looks kind of cute. It looks kind of cool. I'm loving the compact. I'm loving the color choices. Will I get this? No. But I think I said this with some other like high-end designer luxury brands as well as of late, that they really seem to be trying some new things, which I appreciate, because not everyone that likes luxury or not everyone that likes designer wants to do beige. And I think it's exciting that there's options. Juvia's Place has released a new powder, and this is a loose powder. And this is the r.e.m. Magic Silky Finishing Powder. I don't know if this is coming to Ulta as well. It seems like a really nice powder. I don't need a new loose powder like whatsoever. I really don't need a loose powder. But it's nice that it's coming in so many different colors. I think they had a loose powder from before, but I'm guessing they reformulated and they're doing this one instead. I don't know much about it, but at least it comes in a bunch of different colors, and Juvia's Place is a more affordable brand. You can find it at the drugstore section at Ulta. So if you're looking for an affordable loose powder in a bunch of different colors, I'm guessing this could be the one. We've also seen a reformulation of the Unearthly Cosmetics Not Normal palette. I know that Unearthly has gone through a bunch of their older palettes and just revamping them and re-releasing them, and now she got to Not Normal. I actually really always liked the color story of Not Normal. It has the bright green with the swampy green, with the purples, with the neutrals. It is a really nice color story, and she has flushed it out even a little bit more now. And I'm excited. This one is available now. You can use a code and get some money off. It is $62. It is the Not Normal remastered palette, and now it is a bigger palette as well. I'm excited about this one. Should I get the new one? Should I get the new one? I'm thinking I might get the new one. You know what? If I still want it when I get back from vacation, I think I'm gonna order this one, and I'm gonna see if there's any other. Oh, I am still waiting for the rainbow palette. She was gonna reformulate that one and re-release it, but she didn't. I don't remember the name of it. I'll pop up a picture here if I can find. Oh, love that one. That was such a nice rainbow palette. It was interesting. I really liked it. I really hope that one comes back. And that one, I'm definitely getting the updated one. Okay, let's talk about Kayali actually bringing back. They had some limited edition fragrances that was like a wedding fragrance. And it was not the scent that the owner, Mona Katan of Kayali, was not the scent that they, her and her husband wore at their wedding, but it was basically like the scents that they would have wore had their wedding been now. They were doing almost like their perfect like wedding scents. I actually have them here. Let me go get them. So the Silk Santal is the one that's a little bit more feminine leaning. This is supposed to be sparkling champagne, white freesia, and sandalwood. And as you can imagine, this one is just slightly, it's very floral, but it's also very warm because of the sandalwood. It is honestly a really nice scent, and you can smell the notes of champagne. I would say that this is a very classic feminine fragrance without being dated, but also still being warm. It is one of those that would honestly be a great gift, because I think a lot of people would really enjoy a scent like this. Then we have the one that is called Velvet Santal, which is the one that is a little bit more masculine leaning. And I gotta say, this is my favorite. And honestly, my husband actually wore this a bit as well. So this is described as earthy and woody. I don't know about earthy, but definitely woody. This one has white musk, sandalwood, and cedarwood. And I don't think that this isn't really too much cedarwood. Sometimes cedar can take over and just be so woody that you're like, you're back in a sauna, in a Finnish sauna, and you're just like it's too woody. This one isn't that. This one is, it's very, this one is almost woody, a hint of almost fruity. I don't want to say raisins, but is something almost fruity in the background. And this one also has some florals. Yeah, jasmine in here, but this is more of like masculine florals. I would say not masculine, maybe more unisex. This one is a little bit more typical like feminine. But I also think if someone who identifies as a man wore this, or someone that identifies as a man wore this, I would not question this on anyone. I wouldn't question a scent on anyone ever. But if you are the person that you're like, oh, is this actually meant for me? I would say that both of these are pretty unisex leaning. This one maybe just a hint more on the feminine side, but both of them have that slightly warm, a little bit woody undertone that just makes them work honestly on a lot of people. I think it's smart. I think it's smart that they're bringing them back. And I would say again, this one almost has a little bit of a raisin undertone, almost like a rum raisin, a woody rum raisin. Is that in the notes? No. Did I make that up? Yes. Okay, let me scooch back to the beginning. I hope you liked the video. And like I said, I will be filming with the Enle Rain as soon as I get it. So I'll have a little bonus video. It's gonna be after work with Angie again. I'm just gonna probably do one eye look on each eye. But if you're interested in seeing more about that palette, that should already be live. And like I said, when you are watching this, I've already left the country. Someone is here, house sitting our house, taking care of our pets. Me and my husband is on work/vacation because I will be filming and working a little bit from Australia the first days because he's at a conference. Then we're doing a road trip in Australia. We're going to be on vacation, and then I'm heading straight to Greece together with Samantha March for her trip. I'm going to be in Greece as well. So this is going to be probably the longest trip that I've ever been on in my life. I don't know what to pack. It's my friends are laughing at me because they're like, yeah, I'm perplexed at what to pack. But I will try and take a little bit of a break from social media. I think we all sometimes need it. And with that being said, I'm not going to black out. I'm probably going to be vlogging a little bit because I want to keep it for me. I'm going to be uploading some filmed stuff on my YouTube because I have some pre-filmed stuff. I'm probably going to be showing some things on my Instagram, but I'm going to try and disconnect at least a little bit. So if I'm not answering your comments per usual, if I'm not coming back on DMs, which really isn't my strong suit ever because I get so many DMs, don't be mad at me. I'm trying to take a little bit of a break. And I hope you also get the chance to take a break every now and then. I hope you're having a great Friday, and I'll see you again soon in a new video. Bye!